Good morning. So, it's been a couple days since I uploaded a video, and that's because we were off to the big city this weekend. It was a long weekend up here, and we wanted to get down, go to the water park, go to some other things. I actually took a quick video of this one mirror house maze thing we were in. It was actually pretty cool, so I'll put that on here right now.
You hit that wall pretty hard.
All right, buddy, where are we supposed to go here? Are you coming, Emmy? Emmy, maybe don't run. Okay, go that way. I don't know where she is. Okay, I'm coming. Where'd you go? Oh, you guys are all over here. Is there a wall here? Where are you guys?
Are we ready, Daddy?
I see why they wanted you to wear gloves in this place.
We're already at the end. That's crazy, hey? We're supposed to go in all this round.
And Corey wanted to check out a few of the stores, look at some ideas for the house build that's going to be happening. And that was that. So it's Tuesday now. We came back yesterday. Yesterday was the holiday. It was family day. And while we were gone, Mom and Dad were out here looking after the animals, and as you can see, there was quite a bit of snow to plow. So it snowed really hard the night we left, I guess. So Dad spent all day plowing snow. Also, the molasses guy came, so the tanks are now full, and we got a couple. Oh no, he drove through here. Hopefully he didn't rip the cord. Anyways, the tanks are full and ready to roll. It's minus 28 right now, and it sucks. So there's really no wind, but minus 28 is cold. Cold on the bare skin. The digits get cold pretty quick. So what I'm going to do, since that was minus 28, I'm not going to fire anything up and make any bags, but I'm going to go get my hammer mill over there, put it in the shop because I want to service it. And today, minus 28, good day to work in the shop. Good day to service the hammer mill. Well, good noon, I guess. It's about 12:01, so I guess good afternoon. And I got my New Holland mix mill in the shop. So I was noticing basically everything getting sloppy. Now, I don't know why New Holland elected to use these roller chains all over. There's, just turn this down before I get a letter saying there was music in the video. Okay, so roller chains. So there's your first one. Then there's a double set here, and there's a double set there. And then there's actually a roller chain under here. Did you see that? Anyways, there's one there. And then there's, so there's a big one here that drives, it's actually quite a long one. Oops. One second here, I can't do that. Just a minute. Okay. Up. That up. Okay, maybe I can get it. All right, so it's quite a long one. It goes around here all the way over to that one. Then there's a little one here, which you can see is actually quite loose. Probably needs a bushing or something. And then there's one right under here also, which is loose. So as you can see, that's just a lot of roller chains. Oh, and what happens with a roller chain is as it plays out, the links get sloppy, so it effectively stretches. Now, when it stretches, it's too long when it goes around here, and it can actually jump a tooth. Chain can break, bind up, it can fall off, really anything, right? But I noticed this chain was slipping, and this is a new chain, so it shouldn't be stretched. But what happened is, you can see here, there's that much movement in that bearing now. So that means that bearing's wrecked, and that little bit of movement side to side allows for the sprocket to move that way, which makes the chain even longer, and it misses a tooth every once in a while. So here there is an, well, it's all covered in snow, but this is basically an idler sprocket that keeps the chain tight. Then it goes around this one as well, and another one there. So it's traveling around a lot of teeth. And one thing when you're using shear pins, shear pins only get so many bangs, like, you know, quick engages or whatever, and they basically they start to fail the moment you put them in. So every time you engage this machine, if you don't shut the machine off and then engage everything and then turn it back on, if you just say pull this lever, which engages the auger, while the machine's running, everything's gonna slam into gear basically and start going. So that's taken the life out of the shear pin every single time you do that. Now when you have chains that are too loose and they're going over these sprockets, bang, 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 it's just adding to the premature wear of your shear pin. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 or 8 shear pins, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 chains, a ton of bearings. And if everything gets that, you know, few thousandths of an inch play, you know, times by 18, because there's that many chains, that many sprockets, that many bearings, that many whatever, at the end of it, you end up with a fairly, you know, quite a bit of play. It's like you know, when you watch a train pull ahead and there's that slack between the couplers. You know, between one car is not a big deal, but over 100 cars, it's quite an aggressive jolt. Anyway, so that's like the reason why this stuff has to be fixed. If this was just a bearing, I don't know, flying around, you know, maybe it was just like a steady bearing or something, wasn't under load, wasn't driving anything, you know, you might be able to get away with running that for a little while. But because it's actually being driven and it's driving something else, the play that's in it makes it so you're just setting yourself up for quite a disaster if you don't fix it. You're going to be fixing shear pins, everything's going to be breaking on you. And the crazy thing about these mixers is everything really only fails once that tank is right full. Once that tank is right full and everything breaks, you basically don't get it empty. You have to climb up and grain back it out or whatever. There is a chute here that you can close the tank off separate from the unload auger, but I've found, because there's so much weight and so much like friction and restriction with that vertical auger, that the vertical auger won't start once all the grain is packed in there. So you just continually blow shear pins. My point to all this: every moving part of this machine is very important, and it's very important that it's highly maintained. And because this is what I've actually chosen to do now for a living, is to make livestock feed, this is basically the most important tool that I have in my, I guess you would say, my job toolbox. So I have to make sure it's up to tip-top shape, and if it's not, I get nothing done in the day and I get frustrated and mad. So days like today, when it's minus 30 outside, it's plus 15 in the shop, there ain't no better time to fix this bearing than now. Well, Bert, it's for real cold outside. So I did take that bearing off. I had to go load some molasses. I didn't realize it was a hex bearing, so I know I don't have one of those. Oh, okay, so we've shifted over. It's now Wednesday morning. So when I left out yesterday, I got my bearing and stuff all apart on this mill. This is the bearing that came out of there. I didn't realize it was a hex shaft. It's a little bit rough, as you can hear. That's not good. And there's actually quite a bit of play in it once you have the shaft on it. And because it's on that long chain at the back here, any play, so the play between this bearing and the idlers and the other bearing, and you know, it's too much play, and it's hard on them shear pins. So every time you engage it, everything's got to slap together like a train, right? Everything pulls its, you know, thousandths of an inch, and pretty soon over 8 things, you got actually quite a bit of movement. So anyways, hard on stuff. Needed to change it. called Rocky and Grand Prairie. They don't have one. It's $67, and it's in Red Deer. And of course, they make a big deal. I don't know why parts people always want to explain shipping if customers are actually that offended by shipping. But anyways, there's two options. You can have a machine down order where they get it shipped up here that day or the next day, and you pay all the shipping, or they get it shipped up with a stock order. I guess for them to do a stock order, they need to meet a certain amount of volume so they can get a shipping rate. Anyways, I get it all. It's great, but it really, it's really not. It's not my problem, I guess. I mean, like I did tell them, I said, well, it's not a big rush, but if we can get it here by the end of the week, that's fine. So anyways, it was $67 at Rocky. I phoned Douglas Lake because Case New Holland, as you can see by this box, CNH New Holland. I bought this filter at Rocky, and so they're all similar. So I called my Douglas Lake. That's a New Holland dealer. Same thing. They didn't have one. It's in Red Deer. Their price was like $64. So then I got thinking, you know what? I got the measurements off the bearing here, like 25, 62, 24. I doodle quite a bit while I'm waiting, talking to parts people. I thought, well, let's go ahead here and give John Deere a shot at this. So I phoned John Deere. I don't even know what's going on with John Deere's system, but I didn't get a hold of Grand Prairie. I got a hold of somebody else. He gave me the old, just a minute, give me your New Holland number, and I'll call you back. Of course, I rolled my eyes, and I thought, well, this is never going to happen. About 10 minutes later, he phoned me back, and he said, you know what? I typed in that number, looked, and it crossed over to our John Deere bearing, John Deere 9313. Now, the numbers didn't actually match up exactly to this, but they were like, so these are millimeters. So instead of, 62, I think theirs was 59.001 or something. Or sorry, 61.009, whatever it was. Very, very close. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot because this isn't, this isn't really ever going to be part of like the space program. We're never going to have to get precise and land this hammer mill on the moon. So any bearing should do. Now, when you look at them, they are slightly different in width. I have a feeling that is just specific to the fact that it goes into, I don't know what you call them, these like bearing holders or whatever. You sandwich it in here. But anyways, yeah, it fits right in there. So it's right in there. The hexes are right size, and it's going to work. So the crazy thing, this bearing at John Deere was $37. So I saved myself $30, and I got it the same day. And John Deere had 8 of these bearings. So, well, holy smokes, it's already 6 o'clock. So supper time. Got my hammer mill all put back together. We got the blade mount on the tractor fixed. We got, I don't know, a bunch of chit-chatting around the coffee table. Got that done. So crazy. Supposed to warm up again. It's about -4 or 5 right now. Should be -4 tomorrow, and then above 0 for a few days. So that'll be good. Be able to get outside, get some bags made, get some molasses filled and stuff like that. So as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you all on the next one.